So is the Earth round or flat? In recent times, there seems to be an upsurge in the number of people claiming that the Earth is flat.
So the idea of space travel is pretty pathetic. The idea of deep space is certainly debunked.
It is flat, stationary.
Now, there are even some Christians that claim the Earth is flat, and they try to use Scripture to justify that. By the way, just as an aside, you could use Scripture to justify anything if you take it out of context and interpret it the wrong way.
God gave me a brain. God gave me a conscience. God gave me all these things to use. If he's going to have a problem with the thing that he created, take it up with himself. I didn't ask to be here.
I mean, various cults use Scripture all the time to try to justify their false teaching. So we have to be very careful handling Scripture. I've had people say to me, well, the Bible talks about the four corners of the earth. We read that in Revelation and Isaiah about the four corners. But actually, when you understand what it's saying there, it's talking about the four quarters of the earth, actually. And we're talking about north, south, east, west. That's not saying it's, a flat earth. It's a rectangle or square or something like that. Besides, you have passages, for instance, like he sits on the circle of the earth. Well, that certainly seems to imply that the earth is a circle or it's round, but it's not ultimate proof. And we have an astronomer at Answers in Genesis, Dr. Danny Faulkner, who has written even a large book dealing with the flat earth and talking about the scientific issues as well as the biblical issues.
You can believe in the earth is flat because you're going to make up an explanation to explain this away. I mean, you asked for evidence and I gave it to you, but you're not willing to accept the evidence when I give it to you.
You can cover those in detail, but, to me, I like to say, is there any observational science to confirm that the earth is round or flat? Observational? What does that mean? Well, historical science is knowledge about the past when you weren't there, like the belief in evolution and so on. Observational science means using your five senses in the present. Can we somehow prove that the earth is round? Well, there is a way. I personally know 3 Christian astronauts. And those Christian astronauts are Barry or Butch Wilmore, Charlie Duke. Now, Charlie Duke was the youngest astronaut to ever walk on the moon, and then Jeff Williams. And they've all been on the space station, up in space, or on the space shuttle. One of them's been on the moon. And I have asked each of those 3 astronauts, when you look back at the Earth, is it round or flat? And they all say, it's round. Just like the moon is round, just like the other planets are all round. The Earth is no different. And actually, I have seen video taken from the space station by Barry Wilmore. He has sent video clips to me, and I've seen his photographs. But in the video, you can watch as he's in the space station, and you can see the Earth spinning around, and you can see that it is round. It is a sphere. And from the moon, the Earth is a sphere in space. That's observational science. So what has happened when I've even said to some flat earthers, I know 3 Christian astronauts who will testify to the fact that when they've been in space, looking back at Earth, it is a sphere. It is not flat. I'm shocked at the answer sometimes. I've had them say to me, well, they lied. Well, okay, then there's nothing I can do for you. When you're saying that, I mean, these are 3 Christian men that have Christian ministries that love the Lord, and you're saying they're lying. I mean, that's just a false accusation, and that's just your way of saying, I refuse to accept what they're saying. That's what you're really doing. Others have said, oh, they were indoctrinated or brainwashed by NASA to come up with this story. It never happened. Well,
NASA says we ought to put that on one of their rockets.
That's the same thing as saying they're lying. No, observational science actually confirms that the Earth is round, and of course there are many scriptures that we could point to too. There's many scientific evidences that confirm that, and I'd refer you to the articles on the Answers in Genesis website by Dr. Danny Faulkner and to his book dealing with the flat Earth. How can people deny such clear reality? We see examples all around us of people denying reality, and they do it with the creation account too. Just as plainly as we can see that the earth is not flat, we can also see that God created the world in 6 literal days. How? Well, watch this video and find out.